Good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. We're back on the runway, about to test out another SSTO. It's a variation of the one I had before, just better. I realized I wasn't using the most powerful engines. I was using the ones with the afterburners, which is a nice boost, but these are made to perform at a higher speed. And I was going to use just the nuclear motors, but they're not that great. They're good when you're in space, but I need these to give me that final boost up and into orbit and circularize. Those weren't cutting it enough. So now I've got a lot more liquid fuel oxidizer tanks than I did before, and only a few tanks of just liquid fuel, and so I'm going to have leftover liquid fuel at the end. Even these guys, I cut it in half, and these strikes, I cleared it all out all the way. So that should be a good amount of, I think it's a good balance of oxidizer and whatnot. SSTOs are fascinating. I think I will do a whole mini series on SSTOs. How small can you make it? What's the biggest? Things like that. For the payload, though, we do have a mini satellite. It's just a relay antenna. I was looking for. There's no mission to do anything that's actually in low carbon orbit, like rescue someone or whatever. So we're just gonna take this up to show it can be done, and put that satellite into orbit. And hey, it's another relay satellite in orbit. Yay! Probably go for like a 100-kilometer orbit, just so that it's nicely above the atmosphere. All right. So that being said, T, Z. Oh, I always forget to remove these guys. Grr. I forget to do that. There we go. So now just there. Good. Good. Excellent. And here we go. Brakes, and away we go. Turn on, hit caps lock, turns on the gentle. See how these are orange and then they're blue, orange, blue. Blue gives finer control, or not quite as heavy-handed on the controls. Whoa. I always want to wobble a little bit going down a runway. They never want to stay going quite straight. Come on, don't hit the end stuff. Rotate yet? Quite. Oh, that satellite makes it a little heavy on the front end. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to set ourselves nicely to 10 degrees, and that should be good. We're going to keep accelerating all the way up. Come on, pull in that landing gear. Good. So we're going to hold it at 10 degrees. We're going to keep accelerating all the way up. We're already passing through. We can see the Mach effects are happening, because we're really low. But the faster we go, the more air intake we get, and as Scott Manley said, it kind of creates a feedback loop that lets you go faster and faster and faster and faster. So at this point, let's see. Space planes, as long as you hold to a pretty stable position, and this vessel now is pretty darn stable. If I were to release the stability control, it would probably drop the nose a little bit, but it's fairly stable. Anywho, I want to climb up at a decent inclination, 10, 15 degrees. I'm going to go with 10 because it's nice and conservative. Get up, speed up, and then shoot. You kind of want to go slowly speed up as you go up a little bit, and then you kind of want to shoot up a little bit more, kick in your rockets, and get yourselves up out of the atmosphere, and then circularize. You can't do much more after that, at least not with a build like this. But all right, so it's getting there. It's slowly getting there. We can see these numbers are starting. There we go. We're getting slightly out of the thickest atmosphere, and we're still in it. But these are slowly starting to go faster and faster and faster. We can see these guys. Thrust is going up. Fuel flow is going up because there's more air coming in. See how that keeps going? Okay, so it's going down, but because we're still going faster, it's still pulling in more. See, the effective airspeed is going up. It's all about the balance of the air coming in. Space planes are fun. Space planes are interesting. I was going to take this space plane, head north to the North Poles, but honestly, I fought with space planes for yesterday. I started recording this episode like 6 times, and it didn't work out any of those times for that mission. So this one, we're just going to go get into orbit, and be done with it for now. Like I said, another point in the future, I think I will go through and make a mini playlist for YouTube of nothing but space planes, just to try out space planes. Because I know space planes are fun, they're cool, they're sexy, and they're popular. Not to get too, you know, shop talky, but some of my most popular videos are about space planes. This is my first series. So yeah. Alright, good. So we're still, see, effective airspeed is still climbing, even though that's dropping. So we're getting up there, nice and conservative-like. Usually, you'll get, we're starting to get just a hint, yeah, we're just starting to get a hint of flame effects. Is that nose getting red? Maybe slightly. Definitely flame effects, though. You want to get going as fast as you can, as high as you can. I mean, our apoapsis is still, like, nothing. Yeah, 14, it's not much. But, still, this is, it's an apoapsis, but it's fairly well, it's somewhat spread. Alright, so we're going to get to a point in the atmosphere where we're climbing, and let's do this thing. Oh, we've nudged up just a little bit. Let's tick that down just a tick. We're going to get to a point where this stops climbing, at which point we will engage the other guys. We still have a full set of oxidizer. Alright, so there we go. We can see it start to drop. So we'll kick in those guys, and that's going to push us the rest of the way. These guys will eventually flame out. And now I think is when you want to try pitching up to raise your apoapsis. Yeah, it's slow and steady, but you can do it. Certainly doable. I mean, and these guys are just a couple of swivel engines. They're nothing spectacular. Ah, there we go. So those flamed out. So now we close the intakes because they create drag if they're still open, right? Good, and our speed is still accelerating. Our apoapsis is climbing. When we get a little further, like, say, 35, we'll be able to, I think we'll tip up a little more and just push our way up. So these are space planes are fun. I personally enjoy flying planes and aircraft because I just think it's fun. Some of the first games I ever played were, you know, aircraft simulators. Our apoapsis continues to rise. Awesome. Let's try to nudge up just a smidgen. Try to push our apoapsis up even faster and higher. Either way, it is climbing, and the time to it from us is increasing. So this should be a pretty good, pretty solid orbital insertion. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn on RCS just so we help maintain our heading. 59, 60, 61. And we're going to aim initially for about 100 kilometers because we're still only at 48. So we are going to keep pushing through the atmosphere for a while, so it can slow us down, you know. Okay, there's a lot in there. So, alright, so we're definitely going to get out of the atmosphere, which is good. We're going to aim for like 105, just that we can have a little bit to fall back on. There we go. Beautiful. So we are now coasting to our apoapsis. Like I said, we're through a little bit of the atmosphere, so it can lower this a little bit, but it's not going to be much. Beautiful. And then from this point, it's the same old for any vessel. You circularize. I can't read that. What is it? Oh, that's a bit much. I want to be a little more conservative with this, though, because there is a very finite amount of fuel here. I mean, you don't need much to do this, nor to deorbit, but you want to be able to. Okay, good. 106, 105. That's good. What's the requirement? 417. We should be okay, I think. And we know that's going to be in, oh gosh, I can't even read that. 2 minutes, 31 seconds. And that should be completely prograde. We're going to go ahead and quick save. We're already locked to prograde. We got RCS on, so that'll help. Eek. don't even think RCS is firing, though. It's just the rotational stuff. Great. All right. And there we go. Yeah, the one we're really watching is the oxidizer. As long as we have enough to push us up to this, we should be just fine. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We'll have like 200, 150 units of oxidizer left overall. That's okay. After that, we'll be in orbit. We'll be safe. I mean, we're already almost in orbit. Oh, we'll see the camera change in just a moment. There it goes. Boop. Alright, so that's probably close enough. What's our apoapsis? 111, 104. Within 10 kilometers of each other, we are in orbit with an SSTO. That's great. Now that we're in orbit, quick save. Alright, so now that we're here, wow, I can really see just how not in alignment these are. These are straight. These are kind of a little bit meh. Oh well. I just quick saved. So now we can open up that guy. We're still getting plenty of solar power, which is great. We've hardly used any monopropellant, although it's counting this monopropellant here. A couple node. Whoa! That flew away. Didn't mean for that to happen. That's okay, because this guy is still in a stable orbit as well, which is great. Rename vessel. This is definitely a relay. Oh, this is my first relay I've really put into orbit around Kerbin's. I'm just going to call it relay. Oops, I have caps lock on for fine control. Relay 1. Accept. Great. And then we can, of course, extend all the solar panels. Extend, extend. Extend. Oop. And extend. And we have RCS on there. Not that we need it. We really don't at all. But it's something. In case we have to make some sort of change to this guy at some point, we can. Let's face the whole thing program. Not that it matters. The relay antennas transmit data. What is there to transmit? Nothing! Okay. Yeah. So, that's cool. Relay antenna in space. Whether it... Ooh. Curious. Are you still in a stable... Yeah, you're not going anywhere. Good. Out of curiosity, I just threw this together really fast just to get something up to prove the validity of a space plane. I'm curious. Let's quick save now that this guy is out there. Will it survive the night side, power-wise? Yes. Yes, it will. I don't think the game is going to do anything like, oh, it's relaying, it's taking power. I don't think the game does that. It's not that active. Yeah, and then we're back in the sunlight again, and boom. So it dropped to what, 995? There's like no power drop at all. So that's awesome. Got our first relay sat. Not that they really matter. And this is actually the smaller relay sat because it fit inside this 1.25 frame line there. Yeah, so there's that. At this point, no, I don't even need to hibernate. I can just leave it. So, that relay satellite is in orbit. That's cool. That's great. Don't need it, but that's cool. And now to return the SSTO, hopefully to the Kerbal Space Center. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and close that. Now, I took this up before as a practice run and tried to land it, and it was kind of messy. I know there's ways to play with the fuel flow and priority and things like that. I don't know what they are yet. I need to research that, because I know there's ways to play with these. It's part of the advanced tweakables. But I don't know what that is yet. But I know to provide stability to the vessel as we re-enter so we don't go into a crazy flat spin, I think I want as much weight forward as possible, especially since I have this cargo bay that's relatively open. I mean, I got, this stuff in there that provides some weight, but there's no science in there, so there's nothing else weighing it down. So, let's see. So these two guys, we want to get all the fuel into them. Now we're just going to bring up everything else that has any fuel in it. So all those guys have some fuel in them. These two are the ones we're going to fill up. Oh, that's lame. Well, we'll try filling up one, and then if it gets full, then we'll just fill up the other one. Wait, can I not fill up the oxidizer? Oh, that's weird. Interesting. I think because some are, liquid fuel only tanks. That's all I can play with. Interesting. Well, these two should be full of liquid fuel at least. Good. Okay, stop. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So I can't play. Okay, let's try this all again. U plus U. So there we have access to the oxidizer stuff. And because you still have oxidizer, and you still have oxidizer. So yeah, it's when I click on the other ones, yes, it gets rid of that control. So which one is this? The Delta Wing. I don't need you. Can I close you? No, I can't. Starting all over again. What's left in here? 67, 41, 12, 12. Okay, so first of all, let's take it all in here. Not that that's going to do much. Okay, good. Here and here. In and in. Again, not that that's going to be much. And then I think we've already sucked. Yeah, there's as much liquid fuel forward as we possibly can. So, oh. Duh. As long as I click out, it'll distribute it evenly to the other two. There it is. That's the trick. Okay. You have to know who to click out from. Doi. So, that's those two. You out. Not that there's much. Good. And then you have a little more oxidizer. Okay. Good. Okay. Whoa. Out. Okay, so we have as much weight forward as we possibly can. A part of me is tempted to move. Yeah, let's do it. In. Move all the liquid fuel forward into this guy as well. So now a good chunk of the fuel is in the forward compartments here. We got a little more liquid fuel, a teensy bit more liquid fuel in there. Let's just take it in. Just put it all in there. Not that there's much. Then we got a little more back in these pods back here. But I think I'm going to leave them. Oh. Nope, I lied. Liquid fuel, and you suck it all into the front. I don't know if this is necessarily necessary, but I know to maintain stability, to not go into a flat spin, so you have a little more weight balance to keep your nose down instead of just getting buffeted up flat into a flat spin. You want weight forward. So we've moved our center of mass forward. I should have done some tests and trial and error, draining fuel and looking to see where the center of mass went. Oopsie, oh well. You guys are empty. Yeah. Okay, so pretty much everything is in this tank. Okay, we'll leave that. A little bit of fuel in there isn't going to hurt anything. Either way, the liquid fuel will flow back to these engines one way or the other. Alright, so we're going to quick save that. And we now want to return, if possible, to the Kerbal Space Center, which is... Oh, there. Actually, hold on. Let's make it a little bit easier here. It should be one of these guys. Yeah. It's that one. Whoa. Come back. So that's the Kerbal Space Center. I know it is. So we're going to go ahead and set this guy here, because that'll give us, there we go, a nice visual marker for that. So we could do it now. That would be a little steep. I'm a little reluctant to try that. I want to keep this nice and gentle. So we're going to set it actually for about here. Quick save. We're going to set it for about here. Add maneuver to retrograde ourselves down. And because we're in orbit ahead, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to aim a little bit ahead of it. There we go. And by the time the planet rotates around, because we're only going to, this is in an hour? Wow, really? Okay. By the time we rotate around, it should be rotated a little bit, but we can certainly adjust it as we get closer in case we're like way short of the space center. So we'll leave that. What's the delta V requirements? Yeah, we should be okay to do that. If nothing else, yes, yeah, I think the way it breaks down, the way I have things on this vessel, we probably have somewhere close to 400, close to 500 delta V. So if my eyeballing of things from you know, the circularization is anything like correct. So that will be a retrograde burn. There we go. We just flipped ourselves around. Good. We're going to wait and come around and do that in a bit. Quick save again. So we're going to go ahead and warp to about here. Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Oh, is that in 50 minutes? That's in... Huh. Interesting. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're going to definitely adjust that around just a bit. Let's see. Can we focus on... There we go. Focus on the planet. Yeah, we would definitely come short. Okay, let's go ahead and cancel that. But we can move you around just a little bit to about there, I think. And time warp. I think the trick is to get it to where it is about in these waters, and that should give you enough, you know, time to come down. But I think we're going to be, again, just a little bit early. Yeah, so we're going to move that maneuver node away just a bit more, about there. Yeah, from my trial and error from before, we'll give it one more little nudge. From my trial and error from before, this is pretty close. We still might overshoot. In fact, we probably will overshoot. Let's pull it back and be conservative. If we need to, we can power through it a little bit. Yes, yes. So that way we can, yes, this should work. This should work just fine. We're going to find out. And I'm going to quick save that. And actually, can I, what's the, is it Alt F5? Yes. To do a hard save, SSTO D orbit save. That way I can come back to that specific point and know where to set a quick save. Oh god, what quick save number was that? Good. So yeah. Yeah, we just quick saves, duh. So let's warp down. Eek. Okay, we should be going at about 7 seconds here. And then we'll see what happens. And burn. And that looks close enough for me. We are just about done with oxidizers, so I guess maybe it is fairly close. I mean, that was what, 207? We had 200 and some odd, 250, so maybe it is 1 for 1 almost. Either way, we'll be okay. We're good for landing now because we don't need that. All right, so we're going to face ourselves prograde so that we are at least facing the right way. And, oh, conveniently the plane kind of rotated itself up correctly-ish. Oh, we're not going to be, well, we're getting it, nope, not really roughly correct at all. We're going to be roughly prograde, at least to get us our initial alignment. But then we want to hold things about, oh, I think about 10 degrees up. Yeah. So we are prograde here, but then we're going to hold things, like I said, about 10 degrees up. I think when I tried this before and it went into a flat spin, it wasn't pretty, but I didn't have the fuel to the front. It was spread out like the game does to it. So yeah, but I also let it run it at time acceleration, so things weren't pretty, and it just it like pancaked in, and it wasn't fun. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and open. No, we'll close. It doesn't matter as long as I remember to open them later. We're gonna go ahead and point that way. But now we can time warp until we hit the atmosphere. Oh, we're about to. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna shoot for about 15 degrees. I think that'll be a gentle enough descent. And everyone wish us all luck. How's our ascent looking? Oh yeah, see it looks like we might fly just past it, so that's good. That's ideal, because we'll hit the atmosphere, slow down, that'll drop. It'll hopefully drop, and we will be landing square on the runway, or at least at the Space Center, and then taxi to the runway. That is the hope. That is the dream. Again, fingers crossed. Oh, I didn't put any parachutes on this. Oh well, Jeb, Bill, it was nice knowing you. Good luck. We're getting a little angled. Okay, good. So we're, again, getting into the atmosphere, but we're still speeding up a little bit. We're going to physics warp because I'm just tired. There we go. There's some effects. Just kind of waiting for that. Okay, good. So it's we're coming through. Yep, we're getting hot. Things are getting hot. We are at 100% heating because I didn't take the easy road this time. This playthrough. Everything's getting hot. I wish it had like a black, like ablative field down here, or that you could clip it on at the bottom side of things just to help. But I guess not. All right, good. So we are decelerating. And then my biggest fear is that this guy will get too hot and kaboom! But I think we're doing okay. We're decelerating at a good rate. We're at a good altitude. We're in a good attitude. This is actually really simple. Usually I'm having to play and bounce these up and down, but I'm not with this, so as long as it doesn't overheat too much, we'll be okay. I think that radiator is helping. Cooling, idle. Oh, activate. So it's doing something. Oh, I didn't know you had to activate it. That's cool. So hopefully that'll help cool the nose down, but I put it on there. I put that stupid little radiator on there just for this. And look at that. We're slowing down. We're coming down out of the crazy stuff. There's a Space Center there, so we might still be going a little too... Yeah, because we were pancaking into it. Now we're going back up. But we're still slowing down, and we can easily power ourselves down to that. We can easily dive down once we slow down enough. So maybe that's the trick. Maybe I need to aim it at the Space Center. It'll grow, and then I slow? Interesting. But that was one of the smoothest re-entries I've ever had. Not that I'm a spaceplane expert, but that was insanely, insanely smooth. No spins, no nothing. Fuel to the front. That's the trick. That's the ticket. So yeah, we are going to fly straight over the Space Center, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and shut down. Shut down. We're going to open the intakes. Aw. What? Something? Air combustion failed. Oh, we're still kind of high. That's cool, though. We can definitely still glide on down. We're actually going to be able to glide, like, all the way down. We'll nose ourselves down a little bit. Ooh, still getting some... Oh, we're speeding up just a smidgen. So we're getting those flame effects again. Note to self. Add air brakes. Add air brakes and add parachutes so that this is survivable. Ooh. Are we getting some thrust? Hey, they're on. Look at that. So now because the intakes are on, They were working. Cool. All right, good. And we're slowing down again. And we're heating up again. We're going to go ahead. We're going to kill the RCS because that's just annoying. We're going to do some S-turns, kind of like the Space Shuttle does, to slow themselves down. But not too much. Okay, good. Whoa. This one we'll do, and we'll start turning ourselves around, heading back toward the Space Center. Good. We just slowly keep pushing it around. We're slowing down, and Space Center is way back there, but that's okay. We still have fuel. We can power our way down to a landing. We still have lots of well, it's not there, but it's up here. We still have a lot of liquid fuel for things. Eek. Okay, let's go ahead and throttle up, because that'll give me a little more control authority as well. The radiator panel is like glowing red now. Woo! But I think it might have saved us. At least a little bit. Oop, nope. There we go. I'm still turning around. So, big space plane, cool, does not turn on dime. And there's no good, like, stable way to just hold a slight turn, you know? As long as that prograde marker keeps catching up to us, we'll be okay. There we go. Alright, so we're almost headed back to the east. Or back to the west, I should say. Alright. Okay, let's not crash into the ocean now. I think I can just make out the Space Center over there. Let's just keep you level for now. Come on. Oh, now is when the fuel in the front is not helpful. But we're okay. Yeah, we'll be okay. Alright. So, we're headed back toward the Space Center. I think I can just make out, like it's like a pixel or two, the VAB in there. So we're going to coast on into there, or well, fly on into there, and I'll pick up with you guys on final landing. So, see you guys. We're crossing the shores in just a sec. Well, we've coasted a ways. We're about to line up for our final landing here, and I'm playing around with camera modes. We're currently in locked mode, so that whatever movements the aircraft make, the camera makes with it, so it's a little disorienting sometimes, but I think it might help me line up a little bit better on the runway. Maybe not. We'll see. Runway landings for me are always, you know, a little hit or miss. I'm not the best at them. I mean, to me that looks kind of lined up, but I don't know. Our speed's dropping at a good pace to come in for a landing, I think. Our altitude's on track as well. I wish there was not an ILS. I wish there were PAPI lights. The white, white, red, red. Was all white, fly all night, all red, you're dead. Something like that. Oh, drop gear. No, yeah, again, note to self. Air brakes, air brakes, air brakes, air brakes. We're going to cut all throttle, and we're going to come in nice and hot for this, I think. Drift over just a little bit to the right there. Yeah, we're going to land to the right of the runway, or to the left of the runway. The runway's going to be to our right. Eek. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh, bouncy, 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 bouncy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Very, very bouncy. Oop, we might hit the runway. We're going to land on the runway. Look at that, folks. Runway landing is in the books. Let's steer that way. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. That was, for me, that was kind of amazing. I mean, I really enjoy aircraft and landing aircraft and flying aircraft. This so far was one of the stablest things I've ever built that flew. It didn't spin out, it didn't wobble, it didn't crash. It was a little sluggish, maybe hard to turn, But that's the limitation of the controls. Oh, I had the controls on rough. I didn't have them on limited. But still, that's kind of amazing that it all worked out that well. One more mission in the books. I think this should be episode 27. I'm not good at keeping track. And we got some science to spend. I'm going to jump out, do another moon mission as well, collect science from the, from the space station, and we'll come back on the next episode, spend some science, and see where we are at getting our space station core built. Anywho, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.